Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Axis Tech Talk. Today we are going to have next to us Florin Marica, the representative of UltraVision Consult, which is our partner in the region for the great platform, SIM platform called UltraVision. And together we are going to answer some of the questions that you might have. We're going to give you some of the insights of the collaboration that we're having together in order to provide you with complete package of solutions.
Hello Bogdan, hello everyone. It's nice to be here together with Axis and especially with you.
Thank you.
After so many years working together in this market,
True.
I think it's the right time to explore together and to highlight some of the benefits using the combined technology between Axis and UltraVision.
We would like to cover a bit some of the key points of our collaboration in order for our partners to understand why to choose Axis as a hardware vendor and UltraVision as a SIM platform.
First of all, we have to start from one important point. I think this is how we define the essence of the integration between Axis communication devices and a SIM platform, and especially on the UltraVision SIM platform, is that today we have to take the full benefit of all information provided by today's smart and intelligent devices, either is a video camera or a controller, and to put it all together in delivering to the operator a smart way and a very easy way to operate, to supervise, to manage, to command and control its processes. And I think it comes in a package from the needs of today's world, technology world, which is providing more and more data per second, and you need real-time processing and the filtering the essential information to be displayed to the operator in order to take the full benefit of this and to take appropriate measure in its operations.
Very good points. I would like to add something here because it's a relevant topic for our partners, the integration that we're having actually together. Your platform actually gives us the value of the technology by having actually integrated fully our software development kit. It doesn't matter if it's about the cameras or the access control, which is very well used in our region, but also the edge processed applications. Everything that we are able to run on the edge can be pulled in the platform in a professional way. Can you elaborate a bit on it?
Of course, it's a great experience to have all the information from your great development team ahead of launching a new product and trying to put and to align both ecosystems in delivering the right data to the operator. I think that the merging of these technologies is important because when you are able to pull all related information which the manufacturer meant to build into a device and then to process it in a right way, or how the installer or integrator or end user wants to manage that information in delivering to the operator, I think that this gives the real value of this integration. To use open standard protocols and open platforms to put together working new technologies as well, legacy and old technology, makes this a very nice mix of solution in the end.
True. And you said a keyword which is open. It's a keyword actually that defines both companies. I think this is the key actually for a strong and mature development, because without that you're not able to have the products fully compatible and fully integrated. And at the same time, you might have some challenges also maybe in cybersecurity. Let's try to cover a bit this topic because it's very strong, on the market, especially in our security market nowadays. That each implementation has to have its own audit for security. And even though it is a strong voice being heard on the market, I don't think that everyone is really knowledgeable about what cybersecurity means in our industry.
True. Since beginning, Axis Communication positioned itself as an IP-centric company. So this world of IP-centric networks and type of communications nowadays oblige you, or it's more than compulsory, to apply strict cybersecurity measures and to protect your environment and your network and your assets. With this said, when you build up a system from the edge device up to the platform, the software integration platform, you have to cover a full range of challenges from the communication path in order to bring useful data or sensitive data nowadays from a video camera to an upper level recording or an integration software platform. Then you need to secure this communication, and here Axis Communication gives us the possibility to excel in that. On the other hand, when you deploy a software application within a network or an infrastructure of an end user, every customer has its own cybersecurity policy or information security policy. You must obey on it. And with this said, the obscene platform, which is enough flexible to apply this, then will make the end user happy, more secure, and also we can grant future-proof developments on that within their own infrastructure.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, in the past years, Priest company has applied and put a lot of effort in aligning the security components of the new version of UltraVision, which gives us the possibility to say today that the new version in 4.7 will be full compliant with the top 10 OWASP vulnerabilities, which is one of the, let's say, the benchmark in the market to be able to deliver a very secure environment in which you deploy your software platforms.
True. I know that your French colleagues are doing humongous efforts in developing next to our Lund team everything which is relevant for this purpose, and I'm very confident that we're going to take care of our partners. But also your local team is doing strong efforts in staying connected with us and keeping the pace. And actually, I was having a discussion with one of your engineers last week regarding the new features that we're implementing in the upcoming launch of RPEC 8 CPUs, and I was amazed actually to find out that everything is on the roadmap already to be implemented in the proper way, from transmission of the video streams to the software platform, through HTTPS, and also to maybe more in-depth things like the edge vault capability that we're having for the cryptographic data on each camera. Everything is already there in the development plan. So this is very nice to hear, and thank you guys once again for the hard work.
It's, for an engineer, it's a challenge every day to be curious and passionate about what you are doing. And my team, I think that is defined by these attributes. It's very confident in what we're doing, and they apply a lot of passion and confidence. Why? Because we work with state-of-the-art technology, which also Axis Communications is able to deliver to us, and we're happy to do that. You pointed quite well that my local team and our local team here in the region, they apply a lot of development and testing of the product. So we were closely involved in testing the new version of UltraVision relating to these top 10 vulnerabilities. We had an end user penetration test with one of the largest end users in the oil and gas industry, and the test results were successfully passed. For us is a win, and for sure we will put a lot of effort in the next coming months and years to improve and to make it better and better. Also, the development team in the local region, the development team of UltraVision Consults is daily involved in new developments, and developments on one hand is to pull the data and to be able to bring the maximum information from what your guys are doing there inside of an edge device, and this is possible because of our status of application development partner for Axis Communications. And on the other hand, the new developments of new drivers for new protocols, for new communication drivers of new devices to offer to the market the possibilities to integrate and to use in common new technologies from Axis Communication as well as the other manufacturers, because this is an open concept of the PSIM.
Yeah, as a software development partner for Axis, for the audience to know, UltraVision actually Prism team has access to every resource which is relevant for each technology. It doesn't matter if it's a camera or an access control device or radar. So they are able to integrate fully those devices, not only on VIF compatibility, but directly with all the functionalities of the devices, and especially the edge applications, because we do have a lot of references, good ones, in which we were able to integrate into the SIM platform everything that was relevant, running on the edge and actually taking actions further in making automizations towards the partners and having system being, by the end of the day, independent, just to be having a small operator taking care of, the overview.
We made it happen because the full ecosystem of Axis Communication world is not only Axis Communication R&D department, is also the full ecosystem of partners which are developing the ACAP software and applications to the edge devices. So we are able to bring the metadata and the information from the edge processing software and the device up to the SIM level, and then to exploit there in a way how the operator needs to have it. And I really want to highlight this, needs to have it, not to have it. Not in the normal operations, security managers, they have to apply their own security operation procedures. And with a good support and good local support on the pre-sales team, and together with you, we need to understand which are the true needs of that operation. And to bring, we know technically wise what an edge device can deliver to us in terms of data, in terms of volume, in terms of quality, in terms of trust-based quality. And then we have to map this to the needs of end customer, not to flood the end customer with thousands and thousands of megabytes of data per second just because the edge device is able to provide it. We need to look into the operator part to understand how this operator is able to operate complex installation in security system, and then we to be able to provide to that the operators only the information that needs to be in front of his screen.
Just also to mention for the audience, I think that with the experience that we gathered from the region and from the market especially, I would like to mention the fact that I think that when you are meeting the customer for the first time, you need to be able to know to gather the relevant information by asking the correct questions, because the customer has some idea of how the system should look like. But by the end of the day, it's the right question that will trigger him in finding out if he's able to optimize the process or to optimize a flow of ideas into its business. So I think that it comes with the experience, and it comes also with the knowledge sharing from our channel, because they are the ones coming towards us with so many requests, and maybe science fiction ones initially. But I saw that things might turn to reality, and I saw some really, really nice installations and deployments of Vision in which everything looked like a movie, and actually it was running properly and gathering data from thousands of devices.
It's true, because I remember about a good challenge we had in one specific process in which we had no idea in the local team how to fix it, and our dear friends from France, they said there is no challenge not to be fixed, it's just the right script to apply into the server. So with this said, I think that coming back to your point about what a customer need effectively is also about how to bring the data and useful information from his operations into the system. Of course, that every customer would like to have for less money good results or the best results. And nowadays the pressure is related to cost optimization and how to make it happen in terms of a good balance between investments and return of investments. And human resource availability, human resource knowledge, and how you can be able to train your human resource to deliver the best results with this high-end technology. In operations, in security operations, when you bring a new device, an intelligent device, which is further a new generation and has new capabilities in terms of edge processing, analytics, delivering complete set of metadata about a specific event, then some of the security operators then will be scared when it's about how to be able to filter the information and then to make the specific mix of procedures in how to treat that information from the edge device. When we build the project, we take into consideration our legacy experience in project business. So the team of UltraVision Consult is made of people with great experience in project business, in large infrastructure, in critical infrastructure, in smart city, in large surveillance systems, in energy sector, in a lot of large infrastructure security system. And we know that the mix of technology and the new technology which we have today available on the market needs to be perfectly fitted within the security operators, so security operations procedures of the end customer. And we listen to them very well to understand what is specifically their challenge, not need. The difference between need and challenge sometimes is so big than the end user didn't realize. So he's able to ask you spacecraft, spaceship type features. So they need to boost from technology. Their idea is if they have the latest camera specification like 4K technology will fix their needs. But in reality, it's not like that.
We're saying that you have to think big and think outside of the box. So when they have a challenge and they're focused on a challenge, they cannot see anything else but that specific challenge. If we are coming into the equation and we're trying to gather the data, we might actually get some inputs in making them seeing the big picture in a different way. So I think that it comes with the experience that we have gathered by seeing so many scenarios. And by sharing those experiences with them, we might be able to support them in a different way, even more optimized. Because as you said, it's a thing about saving costs, saving the investment that they have to do, but at the same time, in optimizing everything which is running. And the true meaning of the integration is when you're having a nice graphical user interface. And just by adjusting the level of access and the operators which are relevant within an organization for specific purposes to have only one thing which they will see. And they will become familiar with it and they will know how to operate everything and they will be able to manage everything. And that actually goes to the second part of the discussion that I wanted to cover with you. So let's say that we have, shake the hand with a partner and they realize the importance of a SIM platform being deployed. How do you see the other side of it, the maintenance part? how important is that for a scenario in which the customer has a long-term collaboration with you?
I will go back a bit from your speech with the sales process. I think that what we do, our team and your team in the local market, in the regional market, in worldwide, I think is the same, is consultative selling. We don't apply by the book scenarios that we have to sell this pen or this cup. We have to understand the customer and then to think what to offer to them from our portfolio to meet their expectations and to solve their challenges. Therefore, we train our partners to think in the same way. Through our certification program and training program, we split by the competence levels and we add value to them thinking like this. And when we build a project, we also think that the full life cycle of the product, not only to deploy a software and to deploy an integrated security system, either we bring all technology on board or not, is just to deliver a future-proof system that will be able to bring new technologies on board very easily. Then we think about operators and how the system will be operated within a very limited time frame. The training should be focused on the operators to be able to understand what is on the user interface. And you pointed quite well that the full and the most exciting part in the software deployment of SIM is the user interface, when you have to build it from scratch. And then you are able to put on that screen enough and sufficient information for the operator to do their job quite perfectly. The last thing is the maintenance part and the technological part. Why? Because the whole infrastructure needs maintenance. The whole infrastructure needs to pay attention on the availability. And then this nice integration we have give us the possibility to monitor specific parameters in function of the system and then to be able to notify the right team to go and to fix it. From lack of video signal, from maybe a penetration of the network at the port level in the switch, from the even the server down messages, from power messages, hard drive failures, and then all these are meant to give to the end user the peace of mind that the full infrastructure is available, ready to deliver, and perform at the parameter in which it has been designed.
Great. Actually, also discussing with Adrian. Adrian is an engineer working in UltraVision and he's a very skilled guy. That's why I'm pointing to him very often. We had this idea of building this long-term support firmware, and I remember that like 7 years ago when we were discussing about upgrading the core of the firmware of our cameras, it was a bit of an issue, because the new driver has to be deployed and all those things have to be adding some new tasks for the developers in order to make an integration happen. But with that LTS capability, you're able to get all the new, patches of security, bug fixes, and everything from our devices into your platform with really the smallest effort possible. And I want to also emphasize, you were pointing out this cybersecurity, the penetration tests and everything. You're able, when you're getting the platform tested, you're getting all the devices connected to it tested. So that's bringing actually the overview of the whole system deployment and certification for its threats in cybersecurity. And I know that, our common customers in all the verticals that you're aiming, they are really taking this very seriously with the security audit, which is being done very often. And that's bringing, the maturity of the solution in the equation. It's a very strong point, to be emphasized. Yeah.
I think that the evolution of our market is quite simple right today. If we look in the back, about conventional system, how the security market and how security system were deployed, with the technicians, engineers, very skilled on wiring and setting up a camera, setting up an NVR, a DVR, or a security system or an intrusion panel. Nowadays, we migrate slowly to a different world, and I think that the skills of the people involved in the security market should change a bit, or should be more oriented to IP-centric environment. With this said, I think that the security market will change in the next coming years in the whole world dramatically, because the most important things to protect is your infrastructure and not your asset. Asset will be exposed if your infrastructure is compromised.
Completely agree.
Therefore, these measures in cybersec and how to protect the communication protocol and how to be able to monitor and to take appropriate measure in case of a penetrator or penetration into your network, then will be the key of one of the top key performance indicators in measuring a secure platform. And I would like to come back a bit to openness of the both platforms, because whenever talk to a large audience like today about the capabilities of access communication devices to deliver open protocol communication and how the SIM platforms are able to understand those protocols in a very simple and fast way. I want to highlight a bit about the trends in the market nowadays, because we have two separate worlds. We have the security and we have the IoT world. And IoT goes to this, maybe sometimes to automation system, not only for home automation, but also for industrial automation. And we were thrilled to find that a couple of years now, I think that there are almost 2 years when we found out that we are able to communicate on the different protocols with your devices, not only with OnVIF.
Yeah, good point.
And
MQTT, right?
Exactly, it's the MQTT protocol. And when I discovered that, I said, okay, the attributes of a UltraVision SIM to be open, to be neutral, and to be convergent comes perfectly to match the trends which access communication is delivering in the market, to have OnVIF on one hand, to go on the MQTT protocol, and who knows, maybe in the next coming years there will be new challenges in that, but all based on open protocols, which is great.
MQTT, it's a very strong point to be emphasized, and thank you so much for bringing to discussion. It's an IP protocol which gives you the chance to have really good feedback from the devices with very low amount of data being sent over the network. And it's very reliable, and it's very easy to integrate by the end of the day. So I think that it's our treasure in developing common grounds, and I think that we should emphasize it more, because
Yes,
it needs this desire.
Yes, we've been able to test technologies based on this new trend in the market, protocol MQTT, and I can tell you honestly that not only the video part and the metadata from a camera delivered on the MQTT is available on the market. We've been involved in deep testing with access control controllers based on this communication protocol, with sensors on the perimeter, or with other devices, edge devices, which are able to deliver a huge amount of data in a very limited.
I would say that we need to build some white papers in these regards, because people need to have good references, good documentation, just to give it to the world.
And for the partners, it's important for them to know that the openness of the both platforms give them the possibility to position themselves differently in the market. The commercial and competitive advantages are not only related to price of that product, it's about the openness and the future proof of that device. Combine cybersecurity, openness, open protocols, and the freedom to choose how to develop your system further.
We were doing a lot of projects together, and we were trying to cover the market in the widest way possible. So from industrial, as we were mentioning, towards energy and smart city, we had our challenges. So maybe we should give to the audience a bit of expertise of what it was happening, what was actually requested in some of the fields that you would like to share with us, and yeah, just to make them understand that it's not that easy to close a deal like this, but with the right tools and the right team, you're able to achieve it.
Regardless the market vertical in which we address our solutions, I think that the common point is optimizing process, and with this said, optimizing the cost. And since the very beginning, we started business back in 2013 in Romania, and the first project we deployed it was in early 2014 for a large technological campus in Sofia. And at that time, we were in the position to integrate multiple technologies, both local development, local manufacturers with international, multinational manufacturers technology. And I was so excited to be able to put together all these technologies in order to bring a unique interface to operate the system, that it was a real nice experience back in 2014. Since ever then, we put together in nice projects technology to work together. But the main purpose, the aim of all projects were to reduce costs. Put new technology in place, make more effective the human resource, and then you have the return of investment very easy to calculate. With technologies from applying in license plate recognition technology, the automated number plate technology mixed with multi-credential technology in access control for industrial facility access, for contractors, management, remote operations, to equip remote sites and not to spend money on local man guarding, and to put technology to do the job in a very effective way, 24/7. Then going back to intelligent buildings, why not? Because there we were able to apply a very nice deployments using ASTIX technology, both in terms of video surveillance with analytics, then with access control from your very nice family of controllers, applying different rules and procedures in operations, from lift control to door control, this easy and simple operations down to more complex operations in high-risk locations like data rooms, data servers, electricity, power distribution rooms. And this was a very nice journey. I think that we put together the technology to work in a seamless way and to deliver the right information to the operator. In the recent deployments, we have been using also the radar technology combined with positioning the cameras, and the very nice feature we have in the user interface, when we deliver to the operator the angle and the wide of the zoom of a point tilt and zoom camera from Axis is just amazing, because he's able to see specifically where that camera is looking to, and then to apply his operations rules and procedures. It was a very nice journey, and I'm very thrilled to be part of this journey for the next coming years as well.
Thank you so much, Karim. I have two things that you triggered into my mind when you were, saying the story about different verticals. One was the smart city concept, in which the platform was able to move from one speedom to another and have a continuous, monitoring of a specific person that you're looking. So the camera was actually able, the software was able to look for a specific person in all the scenarios, following the way the cameras were enrolled in the map. So you were not able to, just click on the camera and go to another camera and go to another camera, but the software was doing everything for you. So that was really, really impressive.
It's a default feature in the software. It's called it video overlay.
Yeah.
And with this feature, we are able to bring additional layers of information and controls on top of a live view camera stream. And we said that it's moving. It's very simple to geolocalize the next camera in the field of view of your camera, and just to click it and to continue surveillance of the target objects. But about the integration, I want to come back a bit from our early stages of integrations. And I can tell you that the very first project challenge and the challenge in security business we had with UltraVision, it was to replace a full wall of monitors with about 80 video streams, split it in matrix by 4x4 with only one screen.
Smart city, right?
No, it was an industrial perimeter protection.
All right.
And which it was the very first time back in 2015 when we switched a video motion detection feature from a camera, not from camera, from a standalone video recorder into a motion detector, virtually intrusion sensor. So I think that was a big challenge at that time, is to put this on a small screen, but also to apply the good rules of operations. And now I'm thinking about the possibilities you have with your camera in Axis Communications and the edge analytics and the latest algorithms in artificial intelligence to differentiate people from objects in the field of view. And I can tell you that if I was able to put this technology back in 2015, the results were at least 50% better in terms of false alarms.
Even much more, yeah.
So today, when we think about a video camera with its capabilities, we don't think only to the limited function of a video camera. For us, a video camera today is a controller, a smart controller with intelligence, and is a sensor first of all.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, we're working a lot on it, and you're able to see it already because we're doing nice tests together. And the deep learning is the future, so that's why we actually made a target by 2022. You know, all our cameras will have deep learning capabilities. So that's going to support, you know, in having precise analytics, you know, in triggering towards humans or vehicles and doing proper classification. I wanted to go a bit to the controllers. Actually, you mentioned our access control, and in the current context in which people need to get inside a building and do proper time attendance and so on, I would like you to speak a bit about the app control functionalities of having multiple credentials, and even maybe point out some of the credentials that you're using, because LPR is used, biometric is used, and so on. So and have the logic behind as well, because I know that we're having scenarios in which it's not enough to have a card with you or a PIN or even your face. You have to know 2 or 3 ideas in order to get inside a building. Can you please tell a bit more about that?
We evolved a lot in terms of access control, and just a very simple information to our partners is that UltraVision SIM is one of the very few SIM platforms in the market which has inside the physical access control management module. So we take control full of the controller. We have the protocol to be able to read and write into the controllers full information. So we don't need a third party or pre-owned software to manage the controllers. With this said, we are able to build timetables, to build access profiles, and to manage users and different category of users within the SIM platform through the app control module. And there we are able to build a user profile with multiple type of credentials. And this gives us the possibility to use from the low security type credentials like license plate, like a QR code, like the very light technologies in proximity, up to the most advanced biometric type credentials. And we can apply rules in between those credentials to open a door or to have a specific scenario in which a user can use the access control. I said that the license plate and QR code are the light security credentials because this can be copied, and today it's easy to just to make a photo of a QR code and then to present it in front of a QR code reader. And by the way, maybe to your video door stations.
Yeah.
But when we need to look into these light security credentials, we have to apply a very strict security rules and procedures. We activate those credentials based on some specific rules when the end customer and the admin wants to do it through a specific procedure, only with limited time frame, only for limited access filters, and then we limit the possibilities of a huge threat in penetration from a foreign or an intruder in a facility. With multi-credential type, we are able to apply complex access rules. Imagine a high-risk area where you need to apply double credential authentication, or you need to apply double person authentication to get inside of a room. And on top of that, you need to apply anti-passback, and on top of that, you need to apply some temporal limitations, or you have to apply a limited number of persons to be present inside. So we are able to count the people in an area. We are able to trace a person within an area, or within a building, or within a system. But combined with your technology between access control, people counting, with the tailgating, and a lot of other technologies you bring into the market with your cameras and your software, edge software, we are ready to deploy a very intelligent and safe and secure system in access control.
Thank you for that once again. I know about the project implementations that you're aiming, and they were very nice, at the end, and we all love the feedback of the customer. You mentioned something, and it triggered me, from some American movies. What if you are configuring a system to have a logic behind in order to have two credentials, and the person would like to have an alert in case only one is being met? I'm speaking specifically about a terrorist attack, for instance, in which I know that a specific George has biometric recognition inside a building, and of course the door will open if the face of George is present, but a silent alarm will actually trigger behind, because maybe the keypad was not satisfied as well in the same time as a logic. Would that be possible to have it?
It's just limitation. The limit of this scenario is your imagination.
All right, nice.
It's quite simple, because we can apply duress rules in access control in intrusion alarm system, combined with the facial recognition, combined with the people counting in one area, or mass crowd counting. We can bring a lot of technologies at once to deliver the specific process outcome the end user needs. It's quite nice to think about your technology and the possibilities of integrations in multiple scenarios. It's easy as you present your technology. It's the same in the software, but you cannot achieve that until you get a specific level of competence, because software deployment is not as easy as a camera installation.
True.
You make it very nice and simple and fast installation with PoE based cameras. You just install it, plug it, and then remotely you do all the settings. In software development is not that easy. It's easy up to one level, which we call it initial, and for that we have specific level of training for customers or system integrators which would like to play with small to medium sized projects, and then is based on wizard installation to capitalize on the access communication technology, which is easy to bring and to configure and to integrate. But to go deeper in the scenarios you mentioned, you need proper knowledge, and that knowledge is based on competencies of the people, skilled people, which needs to get trained.
True.
And we have implemented a very nice certification program. We said, I'm very proud of it, because we are quite transparent in what we do with our partners and end users. And we said that we can grant the quality of the deployment if the deployment and maintenance of that software is performed by skilled personnel, which got the competencies confirmed based on a training.
Yeah. And just as I mentioned, just to have it for our partners, even UltraVision, it's a partner which is handling software development and bring the solution on it. Almost all their engineers are trained and certified by Axis in order to get to work as optimal as possible with our technology and to know how to actually manage complex configurations. Because first of all, I wanted to mention it's something that I'm trying to emphasize a lot lately. It's good to have a system which is running, like server, networking, and edge devices. But it's even better if you have redundancy in case something goes wrong with the server. So yes, you are able to replicate a server and have another server handling over immediately. But it's even better if you have also redundancy at the edge. So I know that there are a lot of deployments that we have been doing together in which the camera was able to communicate with another camera or a horn speaker or an access control or whatever other device in order to be able still to have the system functional and up and running and doing some activities from storing locally on an SD card up to communicating through API, application programming interface. Yeah, so
Bogdan, when you have such a nice technology on your hands, then I told you earlier, it's up to your imagination how you want to deploy it. But also your imagination should meet the challenge from the customer. And what's the point at the end? You have flexibility to apply these rules from the edge up to the infrastructure.
Yeah.
So the redundancy is available off the shelf to all integrators to apply in the right way they consider to achieve the customer need and to deal with that. I will point a very nice feature we have in redundancy, which is load balancing, and is very important for our partners to understand that when you have a large deployment of access control, which delivers a huge amount of data per second. Imagine 1,000 readers with 3,000 users coming in the morning to the office and then in the afternoon leaving the office. The whole transactions per second are coming as a big flood to the network, and it reverses down to the database. So we need to have a special mechanism to deal and to treat and to be able to guarantee that we'll never lose data.
And to prevent bottlenecks. So from the edge device, it's good to apply there the rules in combining the use of redundancy between edge devices, and also on the upper level, on the software part, we need to address it in a proper way, and we have the proper tools to do that. Thank you. Really, thank you. I think that we have covered some of the very relevant topics for our audience. It was enough information for them to come to us, and you're most welcome to come and ask us questions, and you might actually share the challenges that you're having. What would be, Florin, as a conclusion of this meeting today, what would be the highlights? If would be to make a summary of it.
I think we need to present as a summary the value added proposition we have for our customers, both for end users and partners, integrators. Our business model is to address the market through a network of partners, like your
indirect business model.
Of course, that we go to end user to increase the awareness of possibilities in technology, and that's our job, and we do it. As a value-added proposition for end users, I will emphasize that we have both an open platform, SIM platform, as well access communication. Devices are based on an open architecture and open idea of having a system. And then we deliver customized user interface for them. We can optimize the processes they have to reduce the cost and to increase the security level of their operations. For the integrators, I think that the most important value-added proposition we have is that they can deliver their own value-added services on top of a software deployment, from design down to maintenance of a platform, and we give them the possibility to not be locked in a specific technology to integrate hardware and other software. With the mechanism we have through the APIs, both of technologies offer them the freedom to choose and to go further in their development. And nevertheless, for the most advanced users and the most advanced companies, as a partner, we deliver SDK for UltraVision, so they will be able to build their own new drivers.
Yeah, I think that's actually clarifying a bit our discussion today. And once again, thank you, really, for your partnership, for your openness, for everything that we're trying to do together. It's very valuable. I hope that through this Tech Talk, we are encouraging even more our partners to come to us and challenge us in a professional way. We are more than open to that, and we're looking forward to start building ideas and actually come with innovative solution towards the challenges that your partners might have. Thank you once again for watching, and we stay connected. Cheers.